Welcome to another edition of Pittsburgh Sports Line at the Royal Place on 88. There's no traffic, Smokin' Jim. 12 minutes this week to get here. Last week it was 11. I think I hit one light. It's not bad. Two-way traffic's open up here if you don't have a tractor trailer. Thanks for watching our show on Verizon 32 from Nemacolin all the way up to Cranberry, Wexford, and every community in between. Only Comcast 7 in Bethel Park. That's how they set it up. I have no control over that. Thanks to all the Bethel Park neighbors and stuff that tell me they watch us, Smokin' Jim. The Market District loves you and me. And I'm Al Levine, the talking machine. I got Smokin' Jim Frazier here. And we're going to start talking about what's on our mind. And this is sponsored by Skeets Lewandowski of Skeets Station in Finleyville. Check them out. They do everything to your car and they're reasonable. They're 6 miles from my house, Smokin' Jim, and I'm in Bethel Park. So it's very convenient. If you take your car in, make sure you go on a Monday. Smokin' Jim, I saw that latch on the back of your truck. They might be able to adjust that for you. And Skeets will get you a donut. All right, from Bethel Bakery. So head out to Skeets. This is our sponsor of What's on Your Mind. Thanks, Skeets. Smokin' Jim Frazier, what's on your mind?
Thanks, Al Levine, the talking machine. And if you want the green,
there's a brand new one.
You got to see Levine.
Oh, thank you.
Hey, big hand for the USA women's soccer. Won the gold medal at the World Cup again. And I always say anything a man can do, a woman can do better. Listen, the best college basketball teams aren't Duke, Kentucky, or UCLA. It's the UConn women's college basketball team. They won 10 national championships since the year 2000, but the WNBA don't make the money of the NBA. The Pittsburgh Steelers aren't the best football team. The best football team is the undefeated, reigning, defending, undisputed world champions, the Pittsburgh Passion women's football. But they don't get paid millions like the NFL. In fact, they don't get paid at all. They have to pay to play. The greatest boxer of all time is not Mike Tyson or Larry Holmes. It's actually Layla Ali, who was 24-0 with 21 knockouts, but she didn't get millions like Mayweather and Pacquiao. There was a young lady locally named Susie McConnell Serio. When she played for Seton LaSalle High School, she won a state championship. She went on to Penn State to be a college All-American. She won a gold medal in the Olympics. As a player for the WNBA, she was an all-star. She was a WNBA head coach of the year. She won 5 WPIL championships, 3 state championships as the head coach of Oakland Catholic. She's been the Dapper Dan Sportswoman of the Year twice. She's in the Basketball Hall of Fame. If she was a man, there'd be a statue somewhere in her honor. In this country, we got equality for the white man. We got equality for the black man. We got equality for the brown man. We got equality for the gay man. How about a little equality for the woman?
Smokin' Jim, I don't know how you did it. That's one of your best openings. And I never heard you mention woman so many times in my life here. Not to disrespect anything, because you already know my beliefs. Welcome aboard, my friend. In 3.5 years, I've heard that whatever a man can do, a woman can do better. But usually it's to your sweeties that are watching. So I know this goes out everywhere, so I must say congratulations to you. What's on my mind was soccer. Since you brought it up, I only say one thing. I happened to see that they were up 4-0 in like 17 minutes, so it piqued my interest. So I turned the TV on. It's about the 50-minute mark. And I said, where's my paintbrush? Within 2 minutes, they scored a goal. I saw them get the 5th goal to take a 5-2 lead. Watch for 3 more minutes. Say, go USA, because you know I'm all about the USA. And they won. I turned it back on. Championship It was fantastic. No, what's on my mind is I usually don't talk about the Pirates and going to a game, right? You rarely hear me say that, maybe a few times a year. Well, my son surprised me last Monday night, come home, and he said, Dad, we have to go see a Pirate game. So we picked the 4th of July, and guess what? It was a perfect day for baseball. And what was even better is my son was disappointed because Locke was pitching, and I know you're a baseball fan, so you know he hasn't been, that sharp this year. He would have rather watched Cole, who was pitching on Sunday. But we made the best of it. We're out in center field, and it was a pitching duel. You know what that is? 0-0. And then finally the Pirates scored 1 run. They held on to win. Melanson made it interesting. Mark the Shark, he walked the guy and whatever else and looked like he was getting a little crazy. Well, he closed out the game, 1-0 win. Saw a little fireworks during daylight, and we got out of town. It was great. And this tan, just so you know, because you're always telling me it's painted on. When you get a little reddish, my friend, that's from sitting in center field and sun. And that's what's on my mind.
My name's Carrie Swick, and I am the owner of Pittsburgh Kettlebells.
Well, thanks for coming out. You were actually early. We ran a little late here. We had some technical difficulties. So we're on time now.
That's okay.
Now, it's a sports-themed show, so I'm always asking people if they played any sports or participated now. Did you play any sports?
Not sports. I was athletic, but I didn't play sports. So
Okay.
I never
So what
played
did you
team
do
sports.
then?
I took dance lessons for years and years. I started first grade and did it all the way through high school.
Well, that's pretty
So,
good.
Yeah.
They're great athletes. Look at Lynn Swan.
Right.
He was a ballerina and
Right.
become a superstar. 4-time Super Bowl winner. Did you watch sports?
A little. My dad was always a huge race car fan. So
Really? It's funny how you come
There
here.
was-
We had
that's
the
right.
owners of the new track, the Motordrome. I
Uh-huh.
can't even talk right now. Motordrome was out here. Todd was here explaining how it's a NASCAR track. So your dad will have to go out there.
Yeah, we had it was more stock car races in the background than football in my house when I was growing up. So we watched that too, but it was more car races.
My house too.
Is that it? Yeah. Sunday morning, first thing, all day long.
He, he tends to go with our women guests. He's a Steelers scout, an NFL scout. Not that I'd say he ever lies. He might misrepresent the facts, because what he normally says would be the
yeah,
exact
okay.
opposite.
I bet you took dance lessons too, right? Yeah.
No soul train
Yeah,
in my
okay.
dick.
Don't ask about his going to bars,
Okay.
21 and over bars at 16. We already
Okay.
covered that ground, so I guess he was dancing. What kind of shoes you got on? Look at his shoes. He's a shoe man.
He's ready.
Those are dancing shoes.
He is ready.
They look like ballerina shoes in gray. All right, enough of that. You said something about kettlebells.
Yes, I did.
I always do shameless promotions. Forget
We
all this
appreciate
other
that.
stuff. We're going to go right to the shameless promotion.
All right.
You're Pittsburgh Kettlebells.
Correct.
And we had another organization on. We're not going to say who they are. You're the original Pittsburgh.
Right. There are a couple of gyms that have the word Pittsburgh and kettlebells in their name. So there is a little bit of confusion there.
We're clearing it up tonight.
Yeah, there are a couple of others in Pittsburgh besides me. I am Pittsburgh Kettlebells, period. And
Where are you located
I am
at?
on Camp Horn Road in the North Hills, and I was the first kettlebell gym in Pittsburgh, or at least general Allegheny County area. So
Congratulations.
That's me. Thanks.
And I'm glad I met you through Jessica Lee.
That's right. It was a
She
good
was
place
out
to meet.
listening to Jessica Lee. And we're going to have another friend of theirs on next week. And Marlene.
Right.
She does yoga.
Right.
So
My
you'll
yoga
find
instructor,
out about
Marlene.
yoga. Because you guys partner up on things there at your
Right.
Pittsburgh Kettlebells.
Right. Because we do more than just kettlebells. We do.
That's
we
what
do
I
have-
heard. That's why I have you here.
There you go. Yes. So that's really our area of expertise, but we do a lot of other things as well. We teach corrective exercise. We do a
Can
lot
you
of
help this friend of mine out?
Sure can.
All right.
Sure can. We do a lot of pre and post rehab, and Marlene that you met, our yoga instructor, we have a restorative yoga
He needs
class
that
we
too.
have. Okay.
Because he was in the
We got the
hospital
whole
a couple
package. We'll
times.
help you.
One was a car accident, and one was a mysterious illness. We don't know why he was in there for a month. Okay, but it's just odd. So he does need some help. I'm trying to keep my brother from another mother alive. You may be the key, because he's already leaned your way with saying he watches stock car racing every Sunday.
Right.
When I said I used to go to Heidelberg with my dad and three sisters and watch it, he didn't know what I was talking about.
Oh, okay.
It was like a foreign language. So, now, what got you started with kettlebells?
I've been a trainer for a long time, and
More than 5 years?
oh yes,
Okay.
since 97, 98,
Ah,
somewhere
that's
around
not
there.
long. I'm wearing a pair of shoes older than that.
So I was working at the Duquesne Club Fitness Center,
What a great place.
and I worked there for several years before I left and started my own place. And a friend of mine who also worked there was the first certified kettlebell instructor in Pittsburgh.
Really?
Brett.
Can you mention
And
it?
yeah,
Brett?
his name's Brett. Brett
Okay.
Jones, yes.
Okay.
And so he and I were working together at the Duquesne Club, and the kettlebell certification had just been introduced
Ben.
in America from a Russian, Pavel, who trained Russian Special Forces, brought his training program over here. So Brett introduced me to kettlebells, and I started working with them in probably 04 or 05. And then I got certified, and as far as I know, I was the second person in Pittsburgh to be certified in
Second
kettlebells. I
person?
think so. Don't quote me on that. I think I am.
You know this
I know
is going
Brett
to be
was the fir- I
archived
know.
on YouTube
It will
forever.
be, so-
We're quoting you on
Okay.
it.
Brett was definitely the first. I think I was the
There's
second.
speculation on you being the second.
There is speculation, so, but
We'll get
I
to
was
the
one of
bottom
the
of it.
first few, anyway.
All right.
So,
You know, that's awesome.
yeah.
To
I'm
do
pretty proud of
something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should be.
And
Whether you're 2 or 3. I'll go with 2.
Okay, let's go with
Okay.
2. We like
I
that.
like it. It's a good
Okay. So there are a lot of people now that are using kettlebells, but there are really only a handful in
That have
Pittsburgh,
certification.
right, that have been properly trained, and that's a big deal because just like anything,
I
if
have
you're
a
not
question.
done it correctly, you can get hurt.
What
Yes,
weight
is
do
your
you
question?
start at with a kettlebell?
It really depends on what you're doing. Upper body exercises, things overhead, you're definitely going to use a lower weight. But for most guys, for the standard exercises like swings and sumos, most men starting out can swing a 16 kilogram or a little heavier. So we're looking at 36.
Tell them how many weight, how many pounds.
36 to 44 pounds for a
He's
kettlebell swing.
One
For a
thing I
kettlebell
will
swing.
tell you, he is
Starting weight.
He is
starting
a
weight.
power lifter. He was. He looks like he's out of shape, but he was a
Are
power
you just saying
lifter.
that because I'm here, or are you going to be a power lifter after I leave? too?
No, he was
Okay.
beforehand. I'm
Okay.
telling you.
Okay.
He was a sprinter, and
Okay.
I heard the story that
Okay.
somehow his coach got him to do something finally, and it was lift weights.
Okay.
So he got so into it that he became a power lifter, and then he started to get bigger, not knowing that, you know, that's what it does. And then he had a miracle.
Uh-huh.
He was able to get a little faster.
Okay.
And we don't know his age. It's still undetermined.
Okay.
Okay, because he's a shy guy. Enough about him, but you could help him.
I could help him. I'm sure I could help him.
What would be the first exercise that you would have him do?
The first exercise I teach pretty much everyone in our basics class.
That's what I was
we do-
hoping
yeah.
to get out. I'm being a little silly
Yes.
about my friend.
No, that's okay. We teach the fundamental movements that carry over to everything else. One of the first things we teach is hip hinge or basic deadlift movement because
Can you
that's a
show
life
any of
skill.
that? Would you show a move like that?
Sure. Sure. I didn't bring a kettlebell, but
No,
I can
that's
show
a-
you the basic movement.
No, because
Yeah, sure.
I don't know
Yeah.
about kettlebells.
Where would you, just right here? Okay, so basic hip hinge or the foundation of a deadlift is hips go back.
Okay.
Shins nearly vertical. Most of the weight's in your heels, although your whole foot's rooted to the floor. Spine stays in a neutral position. And that's also how you pick things up. So
Sure.
it's not just an exercise, it's also the correct way to pick things up.
It's an ergonomic thing.
It is. So we teach that first, which then carries over to a kettlebell swing.
Okay.
And then we also teach a lot of variations on deadlifts to people. That's
Well, he knows
the fundamental.
deadlifts. Smoking
That's the
Jim,
fundamental movement
what's the
pattern.
heaviest amount of weight you lifted in a deadlift?
It's pretty good. I don't lift quite that much.
What do you lift?
It depends on what I'm doing. It really varies.
Throw a number out.
Kettlebell swings, comfortable weight, 28 kilograms. So
And what's
that's over 60 pounds.
You're kidding. That's awesome.
Yeah, and yeah, well, And that kind of is a good point, that size and strength don't necessarily go hand in hand.
No, that's what I'm getting at. 'Cause
And,
that's the
you know, a lot of women are afraid to pick up heavy things because they think they're going to suddenly become big and bulky and beastly, and that's really not the case.
What do you mean?
No.
This will not happen to you.
So
Go
you
to
can get
Pittsburgh
strong.
Kettlebells.
You can be a girl and get strong and still look like a girl. And a lot of it's genetic, so.
Well, you can even beat genetics a little bit because they're finding out as you lift heavier weights that as you age, your bones don't fall apart.
Oh, absolutely.
And even though I got all my
Absolutely.
D3 and calcium, because you get it through the sun too,
Right.
it helps keep your bones strong.
Oh,
too.
absolutely. Weight-bearing activity, you need that. You
See?
need that stress on your bones in a good way because that stimulates more bone growth.
Not like this. We're doing like what you need to help him, because the reason I'm beating him up is he's been telling me for a year or so. We actually have a show that I started called Healthier, Happier You,
Oh, okay.
and it's on TV once a month. I do it with a young lady, with Bethany Montecalvo, and it's about Go Organics. So I gave him a couple tips, like I drink green tea and I take coconut oil and do light weights and walk. So one tip that he focused on is baking soda, because you want to get your pH balance up.
Okay.
He thinks you put, you may not know, but he thinks you put like a tablespoon in. It's like a half of a teaspoon, because you want to get your balance between 7.2 and 7.5.
Do you like baking
Oh,
soda?
I'm addicted
You should
to it.
not. But I just wanted to tell you that
Okay.
when you educate somebody,
Yeah, you have to be
really
careful.
have
You
to be
careful.
Because he's telling me that. So he's going to swing one of the largest
Right.
kettlebells ever that you have. What's the biggest kettlebell that you have?
The biggest one I have is affectionately known as the Beast, and it's a little over 100 pounds.
Oh, that's him. Tell him the
But-
address again, please.
300 Camphorn Road. That's where you can find the Beast.
And you'll become a beast.
Yeah.
You'll lose 100 pounds, and you'll maintain all the strength that you have and more. Is
right.
that an advertisement then for you?
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah. But not to intimidate people. It doesn't mean you have to lift heavy. And you know, everybody has a starting point, and we don't force weight on people
Sure.
that they can't.
All right.
handle.
What's the smallest kettlebell?
The smallest
lightest?
one I have is about 7 pounds, and I've generally only needed to use that with people that have been in a shoulder rehab situation, because most people, even novice exercisers, can usually use a little more
Really?
weight. If you're doing the movement correctly, you can usually use more weight than you think you can, and that's really what we teach first. We teach people how to move correctly before we put a kettlebell in your hand, and that's really the whole philosophy behind what we do.
I'm
is-
glad you're here to educate us.
is
'cause
to move well, and then you build strength upon that. Because if
So you
you're
want a
not
nice
moving,
foundation.
absolutely. Because if you're not moving correctly and you add weight to it, then you're just moving weight badly, and you're asking for something to go wrong eventually somewhere down the road.
Even you, Smokey Jim, you can't muscle at all.
I have a question that's a little bit off. We talked earlier about P. Diddy
Yes.
threatening people
Yes.
with the
Yes,
kettlebell.
right. We
Now-
don't do that.
Now, does that help all the publicity that it's gotten? Does that help you or hurt you? Because the UCLA football
Mm-hmm.
team focus in on the kettlebell philosophy.
I think if anything, it probably helped, because I guess there's some truth to there's no such thing as bad publicity. I mean, what he did was stupid, and I think most people recognize that. But more and more sports
Don't
teams
swing
are
the-
using
yeah.
kettlebells, and I think the fact that that is getting recognized.
good point.
Yeah, I mean, the Penguins locker room is full of kettlebells.
I didn't know that.
Not that I've been in the Penguins locker room, but I mean, I know that they are. You
You
know,
know
but I
Mike
mean, a lot
Taylor?
of the sports teams have kettlebells, and they use them,
Wow, I
and
didn't know that.
especially because they're portable. Sometimes they'll keep them on the sidelines now too.
Okay.
You know, sometimes during football games, you see guys riding a bike to stay
Yeah.
warm.
Yeah.
You know, kettlebell, very portable. You know, you can bring one down to the field and have people stay loose.
That's a great
and you
idea.
can do a lot of different exercises with one kettlebell to keep you going in the middle of your game or
How about
during
the
your
middle of this
downtime.
show? Like
You can do it in the
lags
middle
a
of
little
the
bit
show.
here. I
You
notice
can
it.
fill dead air.
Well, we
You
don't.
can
We
do
rarely
some-
have
yeah,
dead
that's right.
air. Okay, that's not going to happen. But sometimes he's over here on his phone. I would prefer if he
You
had
can
a
pull a
seven.
P Diddy on him and
Well,
get him
no,
off
no,
his
no,
butt.
no.
Yeah.
His head's so hard. I don't want to damage your little 7-pounder.
Yeah, right.
But if he could get one and just maybe use the right hand there, 'cause
Yeah, you
that's
could
what
do
he's
that,
using
sure.
with his phone.
You could do that.
Because he could be stronger. You can see I can't do all that stuff on this phone. It's heavy in itself.
You could do that.
So they're flexible. Will you go to 300 Camp Horn Road? In your journeys, go up there and see Carrie. And
Am I allowed in the North Hills? Is that one of the places I'm allowed in?
You've been there so many times.
Okay, good.
Yeah. You already said that you like stock car racing on Sundays. They'll let you in just with that.
Okay, sounds
Yeah,
good.
just don't go up to the left up to Sewickley, okay? All right?
And stop before you get to Sunny Jim's.
Pardon me?
Stop before you get to Sunny Jim's.
Sunny Jim's, okay.
Yes, stop before you get there.
Okay.
Little tips.
Little
And then
tips.
stop into her place and at least get this foundation going. You've been promising me you're going to get healthier. That baking soda, your blood pressure.
I love it, man.
That's going to rock it out of control. He doesn't realize a little bit is good. Okay? That'll help your joints. Like I told him, when you're in pH balance, that's some of what you need, especially doing things like you're doing as we age, like I am, just having a birthday. You have to watch all that stuff. So
Happy
cut
belated
back
birthday.
again. Thanks. Thank you. Any other tips that you would have? Like, what's a basic, a starter, somebody coming in as a novice? I know with men and women it's going to be a little different, but you're going to get the
Yes
motions.
and no. It really just depends on the person, their background, their ability.
They're overweight. The men are hugely overweight. The women are basically in shape, have never done kettlebell. Would it be similar?
Possibly.
Okay.
Possibly. It could be. What we teach too is really based on technique. So it's
So what you
skill
showed
building.
us, what you showed
Right.
us right there,
Right.
that seems ubiquitous. Everybody can do that,
Right. Yeah.
right?
And in our basics class, the intro class we teach, a lot of it is just human movement that you need that carries over to real life.
You know, I'm
because-
noticing a trend. This is almost like your dance steps in training.
Sure.
Because I used to take my daughter a lot of dance things, so I had to watch and
Right,
see all
right.
that. And it's amazing how athletic you are. Now I could see a correlation why you would be in tune with kettlebell.
Right.
Am I right?
Oh yeah. Oh
Okay.
yeah.
Just
Definitely.
checking.
Yes.
I wasn't sure if I was on the right track.
But these things carry over because if you learn how to lift correctly, whether you're picking up, even just bending over to pick up something light off the floor, or you're reaching over to pick up something heavy, you still need to know how to do it correctly.
Bend at your knees.
Actually, really, it's more your hips that drive the movement,
okay.
not so much your knees. And it's kind of that lift with your knees is really misleading.
Because they told us, I worked at the Post-Gazette for years.
Right.
No wonder so many guys are getting hurt.
Yeah. The movement I did before, really,
I
the
saw
first
your
thing
hip.
you need to do is stick your butt out, really. And it's counterintuitive. People don't necessarily want to do that.
Smoking Jim didn't notice it, and I'm not going to ask you to do it
Okay.
again.
But the first thing that should happen is your hips should go back because you have a lot of big muscles
Great
in your
point.
hips, your rear end, your hamstrings. They're intended to carry the load of your body and plus additional weight if you need to. So that's really the correct way to pick things up.
Well, I
And
learned
also
something.
just basic squatting movement, which sometimes people get squats and the deadlift movement mixed up, but they're two different things. But that's also, I mean, do you get in and out of a chair? Do you get in and out of a car? Do you get up and down? So they're movements that carry over to life. And if they don't carry over to your life, what's the point? You know, it's great if you can do cool stuff in the gym, but if it doesn't make any difference in your quality of life, if you can't do what you want to do, then
This sounds like a common sense approach that even you could take, Smoking Jim. I'm serious. We got to get you in there. We can't mention prices of lessons. Could his first one be free?
we'll broadcast it. We'll broadcast
You
his
want us to
first
come
one.
out
There
and
you
film?
go. We'll broadcast him doing
Well, you
his
know
first
what?
kettlebell basics.
Here's the only problem I have. It would take longer to set up and do it, and he'd be done right after that first kettlebell. And I'm an optimist. I know he would try to lift the heaviest thing, but his form and style, forget about it.
We'll help you with that.
Thank you.
We'll help you with that.
Boy, look at that. You made a new friend and trainer. That's excellent. Now, how do they get a hold of you again? Are you on Facebook or
I am
anything?
on
Because I
Facebook,
liked
and
your
we have-
page.
yes, we do have a Facebook page. We have a Pittsburgh Kettlebells Facebook page. So my contact information is on there.
Okay.
On our Facebook page, we also post Free Tip Tuesday and Foodie Friday.
I saw some of that. The food
So
looks excellent.
We post nutritious but yummy recipes, and then on Free Tip Tuesday, we post just various
I was going
legitimate,
through it.
helpful health and fitness related articles. And then we have a website, pghkettlebells.com.
Sounds good. You want to give out a phone number?
412-860-6361.
And since I'm older now, could you repeat that?
412-860-6361.
Carrie, I want to thank you for coming out
Thanks
tonight.
for having me.
I appreciate it.
Thank you.
You take care.
Thank you.
Now, I knew that you've only been doing this for a little over a year. My co-host forgot to listen to it, even though he watched the tape like 84 times.
Oh, okay.
So I'm only half kidding when I say we bring good karma, but it's just the good energy
It's true.
here
It's
because
very
you work
true.
hard though. I mean, what you do, the training has to be unbelievable.
It's pretty insane. It's something else. Telling
Well,
it's
first of all-
torture. That's what it is.
First of all, before we get too crazy about what you've done to get here, tell them what you want.
I made first place at the NPC Maryland State East Coast Championships competition at the Richard Siegelman show, and I was very shocked and I have to say stoked when they called my number out and I was presented as first place.
Did you think you did everything you could do? Or did you think you left something or made a mistake or two?
I did everything that I was told to do. I did everything my coach, Lynn Sambuco, told me to do. I did everything my husband told me to do. Thank you, honey, for the torture.
Oh, and he's working hard with the kids right
He
now.
is. And that's part of it. So, and I did everything that Donnie Kacher asked me to do as well. And he's at
These are your
PTT.
trainers?
Yes, yes.
And you can say where you train out of if you want.
I actually train with Lynn Sambuco at her gym. I train at my personal gym at the Center for Fitness and Health on Route 51. And Donnie Kacher, PTT, Personal Training Tactics. He does a lot of kickboxing and Muay Thai and a lot of grappling work. So it's
We've
it's a
had
total body workout.
We've had a lot of MMA trainers and things telling us that too, and friends that are with Grappling House out of
You get really
Ohio.
sore that
Definitely.
night, and you won't
Maybe
be able to
you need
move.
some kettlebell training
Yeah.
on top of it.
You know, I'm
You
quite
know that.
interested in that. I am. The kettlebell swing.
You know, to me, it sounds like this could be a
Sounds
great
like fun.
partnership.
Yes.
You can have some fun. You get the proper stance,
Yes.
and your body won't hurt as much.
I need to be sore. If I'm not sore, I'm kind of sad.
Well, you'll just lift heavier kettlebells.
Do
I'm sure
something.
you can lift 60-pound kettlebells.
Yes.
See that? We like determined women here. Now, how often do you work out?
I work out every single day. There is no off day. On my off day, which is supposed to be Sunday, which is a family day for me, I actually have my husband take off work for that day because I believe that you should have family day.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
Family day. No phones or electronics. No,
Really?
Yes, I'm
Wow.
serious. When I was
great.
growing
Why
up,
was
that's
he
how it
trying to get
was.
a hold of you on Sunday all day long? He was worried that something happened.
You know, that's so true. I remember that. I saw that. I finally responded.
I don't make this stuff up. People
It's so true.
they think that I'm just teasing him. He earned this reputation.
I was
he
not
worked at it
ignoring
hard.
you. I
right.
was not, never, Jim, never.
Like he'll text me because he rarely talks on the phone. And he wants like an instant response. He'll send a couple texts. Well, maybe I'm busy, so I can't. Especially when you have this antique trying to do it.
Oh,
you know?
wow, you have a flip phone.
Yeah, you're not. They know
Make
that.
it be known.
No, they already know. You can't. You can't embarrass me. Look, you can
Okay.
drop it on the floor.
You know what?
Oh.
It's heavy, dude. It's dirty.
Look.
It works.
Beam me up, Scotty. All right, that's enough of that. But he expects an instant response, so I'll respond 8 hours later, and he goes, "What?" He doesn't even know what he sent me. So I can imagine the fear he had when you weren't.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I noticed I was a bit delayed on responding. I was like, I got excited when I saw it, though.
Now you know it's Sunday fun day for the family.
Sunday family day.
Right.
Yes, exactly. Sunday's
Definitely.
family day.
So
Make
you
a
only
note of
work.
that.
You only work out a little bit on Sunday. What's your workout consist of?
Morning, evening. Morning, I'll do a fasted cardio only when I'm close to my peak week. I'll do a fasted cardio. If it's not during peak week, then I'll just get up and casually run for fun.
Just go.
Yeah, I just get up and go. I'll take my German Shepherd with me
Ah.
for fun. For protection too. Plus, I think it's cool running with my dog.
Who's leading? You're leading the dog?
Oh yeah, I'm the
of
leader.
course.
Yes, I'm the leader. I'm in control. I pull back when it's time to go. So,
There you go.
yes, but I will work out in the morning. I'll normally run, or I'll decide to lift, depending on what day it is. I have my leg day. I don't skip leg day, guys. There's a lot of people that skip leg day, and they end up looking like.
Is this an inside joke with your competition?
It is. It is an inside joke, but yeah, they'll get it.
Okay. Well, you know people watch this, so I understand what you're doing.
Yeah.
I didn't get it, but I knew it.
Chicken legs.
Oh, okay.
Big body, chicken
Uh-huh.
legs. Little
You're,
sticks.
you're getting him hungry there. He thinks there might be some at the bar.
I hope it's spicy.
Yeah. There you go. It's a family show here. All right, so you do leg day. Now, what's your eating consist of? Because you say you
man.
watch your diet.
I don't get to have fun with that.
Okay.
In the morning, I'll have maybe a sweet potato, depending on how close I am to my peak week. If it's during peak week, then I'll have a sweet potato. I'll have some chicken. My lunch consists of a vegetable, a green vegetable, and more chicken. You can't go wrong with chicken.
No ribs on the fourth?
No ribs. And I was driving down on 51 and I saw pulled pork. And I was like, I said, honey, can I have some of that? He
Not
said,
today.
no. I was like, oh, yes, I wanted some pulled pork. But no, not today. Maybe after the show.
Okay.
After the show, I
You
can have
deserve
some
it.
pulled
The
pork.
performance you put on here, inside jokes,
Spicy
contacting-
pulled pork. That's
yeah.
what I want right there.
contacting Smoking Jim on a
Yes.
Sunday, late.
Family day.
Exactly. No, we appreciate
I'll get it together. I'll get it together.
Well, obviously you have, and you've won. Now, again, what inspired you to start doing this over a year ago?
You know, honestly, I've always wanted to do it since I was a little girl. Arnold Schwarzenegger was my biggest fan, and my father was his biggest fan. Bruce Lee. Oh yes, Bruce Lee in the house every day, all day. We played the VHS all day long. You know, there was no push button and it automatically rewinds. It was like, yeah.
Beginning to end.
Yes, beginning to end. Bruce Lee all day, every day. And my father would have me run with him. When I was in kindergarten and elementary school, I used to run with my father. I could not keep up with him. To this day, I cannot keep up with my father running.
Really?
Yes.
He's in great shape.
Yes, he is. And he's 50-something years old. We'll go that far. But he's 50-something years old. After I had my 4-year-old, my father says, oh, let's go for a 3-mile run. I had a C-section. I was like, I think I can do it. He took me on a 12-mile run. I couldn't do it.
Wow.
I asked him. I was crying. I wasn't crying, but I was like, Pa, can you please push me in this stroller? Because I was pushing my son in his stroller. I couldn't do it.
Wow.
But I've been wanting to do it since I was a little girl, and I finally
Right.
had the balls to do it after I had my 4th child. Despite, you know, what happened, the C-sections and stretch marks. What are we doing over here?
Somebody from outer
From
space.
your flip phone.
Yeah. You know what? Because we were talking about it. That's that karma. I'm not going to answer it.
I wonder who that was.
I can't say.
Alf! Yeah. I remember Alf. Was it Alf?
It was.
Okay.
Yeah. So that rumor's
Okay.
laid to rest. Again,
All right. Before we go,
another.
I would love to give a gift to someone. It's from Reaction Nutrition.
Okay.
They provide me with all my supplemental needs. I do believe in their product because I have tried it and tested it true. And I do believe in it. And I have this t-shirt, and there is a young lady in here that I'd love to present this t-shirt to if you could come up. Yes, you are.
Carrie Swick, this is your day.
It's a great shirt.
Devin, you got to get a
Perfect
picture of
for the
this.
summer. Perfect for the summer. Great
Turn around,
colors.
ladies. You better stand up because you're still in that hole. Oh, you got out.
Very cute.
Here, Renee.
Oh. Are we in?
Hold the
I'm
t-shirt
actually
out.
taller than somebody. It's never happened.
Hold that t-shirt out.
Okay. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I hope you enjoy that t-shirt.
Congratulations.
Although she has her Pittsburgh kettlebell
Yes,
shirt
that's
on.
true. That's okay.
I changed shirts.
That's okay. That's just supplement
When you
line.
go out.
If today, for all those who take a picture with me, will get 20% off their supplemental needs. So let
Wow.
me know. Yes.
Smoking Jim.
Yeah, I'm gonna get some amino acids.
Yes, I take my aminos from Reaction Nutrition every single morning. I'm not kidding you.
Can you please explain to him what amino acids are?
Jim, you know what amino acids are, right? Come on, come on.
Sure.
Just
come on.
Speak it out loud, because then he can say yes or no.
Muscle building blocks. A, B, fat metabolizer. C, muscle growth.
Okay.
Which one?
Branch chain.
A. Yes, they're branch chain amino acids. I take it every single morning so my muscles, it prevents them from breaking down. I need it for my show.
I can't wait to get some.
Yes. You know what? Just for you, I'll give you a free sample.
Yay!
Yes. Yes. Just
Can you
for
get him a T-shirt? One of those?
You know what? I'll do that too.
4X?
Yes, I'll do it too. Yes?
And 20% off, Smoking Jim. Oh,
That's
you got the
right.
free stuff already.
Yeah. She got the
Will
free
that make him
stuff.
lean and mean?
It'll
Not
make
mean.
him strong.
Yes.
He already is strong.
The way he wants to be. Everybody's an athlete in their own way. God made us different. Gave us our own shape, our own individuality. So we are
I
who
like
we
that.
are.
I like
It
that. Mark
is.
the
It's
tape.
true.
Mark the tape.
That's right. It's
I like
true.
that.
At what minute? Okay.
God made me short, and I have to sit on a booster while I'm driving. I kid you not.
How tall are you?
I'm 5 even. I drive a Jeep
Are
Wrangler.
you being honest?
I promise. I'm being honest. I
Because
drive.
my sisters are all 5 foot tall,
I'm 5 feet even.
and 2 of them aren't. They tell me
What?
they're 5 foot tall. They
You know
aren't.
what? I used to tell people I'm 5'1.5", but that was bologna and cheese. I'm honestly 5 feet tall, and I sit on a booster.
Wow.
So, you know, I wish they would just have the pedal rise up to your feet so we don't
I
have
think
to.
some of the cars
Yeah.
do have that.
Yeah, but, you know, I got to have my Jeep, so
Yeah,
they
you're
don't.
sitting up
they
there
need
pretty
to
high.
do that. Right. You know
Jeep,
what? I'm
do
sitting
that.
up pretty high, and then when I get out, I'm pretty small.
I love the earrings.
Oh, thank you.
Now that we covered the fashion, how do they get a hold of you if they want to follow you anywhere?
Fit to Rock Girl. I've had Fit to Rock Girl since 1997 when I met my husband. Fit to Rock Girl, GURL, the number 2. Instagram, especially Instagram. Facebook, I'm very particular on Facebook. I'm very private on Facebook.
You have
be
to
quite
watch. There's
honest.
some stalkers out there.
Exactly, yes. Very, very true. So I'm.
Oh, sorry. I just point the stars on our show.
Something wrong with your finger there?
No.
Okay.
We have to watch that stuff. I always put a disclaimer on here, especially when we have women on here. We don't
Right.
believe in any of that. I mean, leave them alone. Come
That's
out and
right.
watch the show, watch the videos that
Be
we put out.
professional. Yes.
And that's what we do. 'cause
I agree, and that's
I'm
why I
about
enjoy you
promoting a
guys.
lot of good on Facebook, as you know, and so are you.
That's right.
So that's what we do.
That's why I
Smoking
enjoyed-
Jim, we don't always know. Okay? So we do have to watch.
Okay.
He's just the best guy you ever want to meet, but
He is. He
some
really
of those
is.
things on your Facebook page, you get them off of there. Don't let everybody put them on there, please.
Some things are just not meant to be put up
Yeah.
there. But honestly, Facebook for me is more private.
Okay.
Instagram, there we go. Fit to Rock Girl. Yes.
All right, we got it.
Thank
well, thanks,
you.
champ.
Thank you so
When
much.
is your next competition?
My next competition is in 13 days. I'll be at the Muscle Farm. I am Teen Collegiate Masters show. So I'm going for my pro card, so I'm really hoping things
Your
go
first
well.
pro card?
My,
then?
yes.
First, to get to the pro card,
To
you
get
have
to
to
the
do
pro
this.
card, yes.
Well, good luck.
Thank you so much.
You got it with Pittsburgh Sports Line. I'm
I
telling
hope
you.
So.
Now I
You
know.
told me last time.
Well,
I made first.
we're just trying to do it again. Good karma here.
Yes, that's right.
And good people need that.
That's
so
true. That's true.
We believe.
I believe.
You take care again.
I do believe
All
in
right, we'll
fairies.
see.
My name is Russ Demchuk. In addition to being a trainer at Pittsburgh Kettlebells, I also work independently over in the Squirrel Hill section of Pittsburgh as well. Born and raised in Pittsburgh.
Well, we like that, as I am, and Smoking Jim, we believe that. We just can't verify his birth, so we don't know. Now, did you play any sports?
Yeah, I think like most kids, I grew up playing Little League and Sandlot football, and then once I got to high school, I went to locally at Our Lady of the Sacred Heart out in Moon. Played basketball there for 3 years, back when Kevin Price was at Duquesne, if you remember him, and
High School,
Tom Pipkins out in Valley,
Yeah.
Archie Miller at Blackhawk.
He's an NFL
Well,
scout.
Pipkins is the greatest jumper ever seen in high school
Yeah,
basketball.
well, we had a lot of guys at that time that were
Yeah.
good, so.
He'll tell you too. He knows. He
Yeah.
studies sports. That's why he's here. Provides that expertise, and you're battling pretty good with Smoking Jim here. I like it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, basketball is my first love. I mean, I played through high school, and then once I got to college, I went to Slippery Rock, and played all through there as far as intramurals and whatnot.
Really? That's great.
Yeah.
My
So-
cat could get a degree from Slippery Rock.
Yeah, that's probably true.
No, we're not. He always likes to bring up this stuff. I always say, why can't we all get along? He actually went to Gateway, didn't learn how to spell cat. Then he went to Cal U. Now, these are all verified because we have no record of him going to school there.
Yeah.
And he played football there on scholarship.
That sounds like Cal U.
Yeah. Well, see, he always likes to give it. And I was always brought up the opposite. It's better to give than to receive.
Yeah.
And I enjoy that. So thanks for helping me out tonight.
Anytime.
That'll get
Anytime.
your return visit.
All right.
Along with Carrie. She's welcome back anytime. We better get a photo here. Here's our photo op. Thanks, Devin. Even though we film it like live, we just do these little interruptions and
He
things.
used to be a great basketball NBA player from Slippery Rock, Myron Brown.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those pictures are up all over campus.
On another question, why aren't yours at Cal U? They could do that at Slippery Rock.
They're in the same box with his transcripts.
Hey, Russ, I like your style. Could you move over to this seat a second or two? Because the heat I'm feeling is, he's not getting me. This is a real tan Smoking Jim, all right? Now, what got you into training?
My earliest memory was from when I was in high school playing ball, and we had these, what they called activity periods. And it could have been anything, board games, this, that, and the other, but one of them was weightlifting. And my coach's wife was the woman who proctored that.
Okay.
And so I just kind of
You better
mushroomed
explain
out from
Proctor
there.
to him. He is a Cal U grad.
So I had that, and then my freshman year at Slippery Rock, my roommate was a wrestler.
Oh, really?
So
You never wrestled then?
I never wrestled. They're
have
a different
interest.
breed.
Yeah.
I just never got exposed to it. You know, I'd have loved to have gotten into that or gymnastics as a kid, but I just
Sure.
never got exposed to it.
Right, right. And you like the
And,
basketball, so I understand. I come from a basketball family. My dad was a referee.
Okay,
Played
yeah.
basketball. But he was challenged height-wise. He was only 5'7", but he was a great referee, so
Absolutely.
no doubt. So then you got into personal training then?
Yes.
After college? or-
Yeah. Right out of college, graduated from Slippery Rock with a sport management degree. And
So you did graduate and
I
get a
did.
degree.
Yeah,
Was
absolutely.
it 4 years?
4 years, yeah.
Smoking Jim, he's a superstar. We can't talk about you anymore.
I did a little bit of work for a now defunct USBL team that was in Atlantic City called the Atlantic City Seagulls.
Oh, really? I don't remember.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. But started with
What, for a
that.
year?
Yeah, for about a year. For a summer. It was an internship
Okay.
to graduate.
Well, that's great experience.
Yeah, I went from that, and then my first gig out of college was at Westmoreland Athletic Club out in
Okay.
Greensburg. And then after that, for a while, I was at Duquesne University as a strength coach.
Really?
And then from there, met up
Did you
with
help with the
Carrie
football
at Duquesne
team and-
Club. All 22 sports.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Wow.
male and female.
Well, is
And
that interesting?
what a lot of people maybe not realize about that industry, and I think it's safe to say it's a good generalization you can make across the board, is a lot of people want to go work with the football team, want to go work with the
Right.
basketball team. They all dog it. They're all lazy. My best athletes, the best people I worked with, were like you were leading to earlier, with women. My female athletes just got after it, no lip, just worked. You know, the guys just made excuses and everything else.
Sounds typical.
Yeah.
He's a good observer and a scout, as you notice. Great on that.
Yes.
And stock car racing, we watch that.
Absolutely.
How come when we had the guests here, you didn't say you watched it with them? Why'd the owner have to say? We're going to look at that film, as they say in football. No, but that's an interesting career you've had. So now you meet Carrie at the Duquesne Club.
Correct. Yeah, we were both Carrie and myself, as well as Brett, who she spoke of earlier. We were all there for almost.
Are you certified as a kettlebell guy?
Yes. Through.
Okay, so now I know of 2 certified people
Yeah.
for sure. That's
Absolutely.
great.
Yeah.
Now, I didn't ask Carrie about it, but how long does it take you to get certified?
There
general.
are 2 different options. Okay, you can do a 1 full day certifications that's 8 hours, 10 hours of hands-on, practical, all experience, or you can do a 3 full day weekend of the same.
Okay.
Okay, the 3 full days just adds on a few more exercises that aren't covered in the 1 day.
Sure. And where do you go to get certified?
They are offered throughout the country. You can either go to dragondoor.com or strongfirst.com. Those would be the 2
Are they
certification
locally,
bodies I
or
recommend.
Where
They
is
are
this?
both, I think, based out of Minnesota. I know Dragon Door is for sure, but I'm not sure about
So you
Strong
have to
First.
travel, of course, there.
They are occasionally held here.
Well, that's
There
what I'm
is-
getting at. If somebody's interested in this,
Well, as a matter of
and
fact,
I'm
there is
sensing more
a
people are interested in kettlebell, not just because of P. Diddy.
right.
Okay.
There is actually a 1-day certification being held in Pittsburgh in September at Stout Training down in the Strip District.
Oh,
But the
okay.
spots are very limited. It may already be sold out. But you would, if you wanted the details for that, you would just go to dragondoor.com and look under workshops, and it would give
This
you.
is what we try to provide some information, and you're getting it from Pittsburgh Kettlebells.
That's right.
Definitely. So it's good stuff. That's what we like.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Now, how long have you been doing the kettlebells?
I met Brett probably a few years after Carrie did, so I'm trying to think of what year I started at the club, and probably about 2 years after she did, so maybe like 2007,
Okay.
somewhere around there.
So I'm seeing about 8 years experience doing that.
Yes. But like she said, we do a lot more than that too. I've got obviously the strength coach background from Duquesne,
Right.
and this past January I also went out and did a body weight certification.
What does that mean?
Basically all calisthenics, push-ups, pull-ups, one-legged squats.
So you don't need any weights to do that, Smoking Jim. You don't have to buy anything or go travel anywhere except there to learn.
It's a
Then
beautiful
you can do
thing.
this at home.
It's the great thing about the calisthenics and the kettlebells. You can take them anywhere.
He's big about that chest too. Look how big that chest is.
Well, look at you. What are we going to argue about? Smoking Jim, the things that you notice here, we're trying to talk about business. If you're interested in kettlebells and more, these are the people to see. And where's that at again? What's the address? Because I don't know if they paid attention.
300 Camp Horn Road,
Okay.
just off Ohio River Boulevard.
Do they take the Camp Horn exit?
You can do either. Yeah, you can do either. If you can go
Because
up
I would
Ohio
have
River.
to take the exit.
Yeah, take the exit, make a left, and just keep falling down past Animal Friends, and we're just down on the left-hand
really?
side.
Oh,
Oh, okay. I know right about where you're at.
Yeah.
Smoking Jim's by there all the time with all the scouting you're doing.
Right near the Giant Eagle.
He's too funny. We had a meet. We were going out to Butler. We go to an MMA. Our friends Gladiators in a Cage. So we had a meet somewhere. So it was the Camp Horn exit. So I couldn't find them. And it's a long story.
Sounds like it.
Yeah. It's not that good. I'll tell you off air. But it's not good. But we made it. So Smoking Jim, now you know how close they are to the Giant Eagle. How about that? You got to go out. Carrie's over there holding the beast for you. It's in reservation. Okay? The beast, he'll be ready for that. Do you think he can handle something like the beast?
He can handle it.
Really?
Yeah.
Because he said you got a big chest too. That's what we do here. Try to provide a little bit of knowledge and some fun.
That's right.
Now, with your training, I know you guys work in the same place, and you said the women seem to work harder. Do you find that in kettlebells also, or are they just determined more so because they stopped in and they're paying for this?
I think it's a little bit more even, once you get into our
And I
realm.
like to put people on the spot, just so you know.
It's fine.
Okay.
Keep it hot.
You handled it well.
Keep
The
it
hot
hot.
seats,
That's
still
right.
good. These are all softball questions.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
played intramurals. If they're
Absolutely.
difficult, then I'll answer for you.
There you go.
And I didn't have to yet.
No, not at all.
You said you weren't that talkative. You've done pretty well. A little banter with my friend here.
Good company brings it out, right?
Yeah. Good karma. All good stuff.
Absolutely.
Now, how many days a week do you work at the Pittsburgh Kettlebells?
I'm there.
If they wanted to ask for you?
I'm usually there 2 or 3 days a week, especially on Fridays. And then most of the other time during the week, I'm over on the East End in Squirrel Hill.
Okay.
So.
At your other establishment?
Yeah.
You want to say that place too?
Sure.
We don't mind shameless promotions here.
Why not?
I'm about good people and doing good in the community.
Absolutely. That facility is called Silverio Hoffman Fitness.
Can you spell that?
You said there's a hot seat, right?
That's why I said spelling, because his is no good whatsoever.
Siler. Yeah. See, I can't spell.
Like silver?
Yes, Silverio.
Okay.
Yeah. Hoffman. Hoffman.
Okay. I just want to get it out there. And they have a phone number or Facebook page or anything?
They have a website, which is just silveriohoffman.com, and they can be found at, I believe it's 6427 Wilkins Avenue.
Okay. I like to promote where people are helping others out there, and you did a great job on that. Anything else you want to close with, since we covered a few subjects?
No, I think we covered it all.
All right.
Yeah.
And you can come back some other time.
Be glad
when
to.
Maybe if you have, I don't know if you do special events or you have special, deals that are going on, or you want to bring people out there. If you have something and you want to bring a flyer sometime, both of you are welcome back.
Yeah, that'd be great.
To do that, because I'm all about show and tell.
Yeah.
And trying to get people out there. So.
Sure, yeah. We run golf fitness programs, from time to time, which really go over well. So that'd be something that would be perfect for that.
Definitely. Well, we'll have you back. Russ, it's a pleasure.
Likewise. Smoking Jim, thank you, sir.
He even got the brother handshake down, man.
Well, he went to Slippery Rock.
You don't know where I grew up.
Tell him where you grew up.
Right there in Wind Gap, right next to McKees Rocks.
Oh, I know Wind Gap.
Yeah.
I played baseball around that area.
Yeah.
Greentree played Wind Gap and other places.
That's where I went to middle school, yeah.
You're a lot tougher than I thought.
You don't know.
I do know. I got insights. All right, you're done.
Thank you, sir.
Introduce yourself, babysitter.
I'm Joseph Mangrino. I'm the husband of the champ.
And the first time I said, if I would have known all the things you do, I would have brought you up, but you're shy. And you're also respectful of your wife. So you said it's her time. Well, this was her second appearance. This is your debut.
It's my debut, okay. We can do it.
All right. Now, you told me, why don't you tell them what you were telling me the last time on some of the things that you do? Not just babysit. No, again, we covered that.
I actively train. I've trained my whole life. I've competed for a very short time. I was going to compete longer, but we had a family and work called, so I had to do what I had to do.
Well, I assume you have to work and all that stuff. Now, did you play sports when you were younger?
Yeah, I played football.
For who?
Frazier. I played.
Smoking Jim Frazier.
Yeah.
Who knew?
Our football team wasn't great, but for the 2 years that we played, we went undefeated the first year, and then the second year. Yeah, Coach Salisbury. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He just plays dumb. He knows a lot of
stuff. I was the youngest person to ever play for junior high when I was in there.
Wow.
Yeah, I signed up for the wrong league is what I did. me and a buddy of mine, we both signed up. We were supposed to sign up for midgets, and we signed up for junior high, and they actually let us play. They were actually really impressed that we were able to keep up. Wow. And we weren't like great because we were like, this big compared to, all the other guys.
How old were you? 11? 10?
No, I would have been, I think 12.
12 years old?
Yeah, I think 12.
That's pretty impressive.
Yeah, so it was, it was a country school, so a lot of big farm kids. So we had
what happened to you? You're not a big farm kid.
I was born in Brentwood, so I didn't live in
okay.
the country my whole life. So.
Oh, okay.
But no, it was good. I enjoyed it. I had a lot of my coaches come back and wanted to see how I progressed from there because everybody was pretty impressed that we played. But
did you play football after that then?
No, just for junior high. And when I got out, I wasn't always into the basketball sports. I was always more into the extreme sports, boxing, fighting.
More individual type sports.
Yeah.
So did you box then?
I did. In 2011, I won Golden Gloves when I was 165.
Were you here fighting?
Yeah. Yeah.
at the Royal Place?
I was at where was I at?
Or were you at Three Lakes?
Might have been in Heinz Field.
No, Station
Not in
Square.
Station Square,
Square.
yeah, Station Square. Remember
that's
that? Yeah.
At what weight?
165.
165.
At Saddle Ridge,
Yeah.
Ridge in Station Square. Yeah, I was there.
No. I'm sorry. No, it wasn't Saddle Ridge. It was Station Square area. It was it Sheraton Hotel?
Yeah, that's right, the Sheraton.
Yeah. Sheraton's a nice hotel.
Yeah, that was nice.
You're 165. I can't believe it.
Yeah,
when you
I'm
fought.
probably 180.
No, but I meant
Yeah.
you fought at once. That's pretty impressive. How tall are you?
Half inch shy, 6.
Oh, okay.
So
You
I
got
get,
some
I
good
get
size.
my I get my half inch. In
Yeah, yeah. I'm 6 foot still, so
Yeah.
if I shrink a little, I'll still be 6 foot.
So I trained on and off my whole life with Ryan Rimsick and
Okay.
Donnie Caker, and I always trained for kickboxing really, and then I got into
What got you into kickboxing? Just you liked it, another extreme sport?
no, it really wasn't the fact of fighting people. I just enjoyed it. I enjoyed what they could do.
And the shape you were in?
Yeah,
And working out?
It was impressive to me, and I wanted to be able to do it. So I did it on and off for a long time, and I wanted to get into cage fighting. And then right around the time I was going to get into cage fighting, my one coach pulled me into the Golden Glove and said, "Hey, you want to box?
Right.
You can do it." That was that. I started boxing, and
And that's
that
it.
went there.
Yeah, you won Golden Gloves.
Yeah, it was nice. I think people who don't know anything about Golden Gloves thinks it's really impressive, but then once you win Golden Gloves, you're like, this guy won nationals. But then if you become national, you're like, that guy's pro.
Yeah, but here's
Never good enough.
No, but here's the thing. You at least worked hard to get to that point to do it,
Yeah, it's a lot of hard work. 6,
right?
7
That's
days a
what
week.
that's what I respect.
Yeah, especially working full time. I mean, I skip my lunch breaks and would just drink protein shakes and go 2-3 mile runs during lunch breaks.
So
and
you
stuff.
did all the road work that you had to.
Yeah,
You stayed
a lot
in
of
shape.
cardio, a lot of
Because a lot of
cardio.
people don't. We see that all the time smoking.
Yeah,
gym.
most of the people who I knew personally who lost, it was all cardio. They were good,
Right.
real good in the ring, but
We see that
gassed
first
out.
round, they look great. Then
yeah,
the middle
people
of
don't
the second
realize.
round,
People don't realize how much just your nerves take out of you. Like my first fight, I was exhausted before I even got in the ring. Just
Really?
sitting, yeah, I really was. I was just sitting in the back ring, just huffing and puffing, and like trying to psych myself into it, and I was completely worn out. My first, like before I even got in the ring, I was like, how am I gonna do
how'd you
this?
do in that first fight?
I won. Standing 8 counts throughout every fight I had. So
Really?
yeah,
Wow.
I really,
You got some power.
I guess.
You're a modest man, Joe.
Yeah.
No, I appreciate it. That's why I wanted to have you on to do that, because your wife's always saying how you're a taskmaster and keeping her spot on, like no pulled pork on the way home. Because 13 days away, she's competing again.
Yeah, it's like a divorce hanging on the edge there every single day, trying to get her to train. It's like no, you need to do this. No, I don't. Yeah, you do need to do this. It's a nonstop battle. That's like my biggest competition right there.
I could see you're a patient man. With the 2 kids, you kept them distracted very well.
Yeah, no, they're good. This is kind of how they usually are, though.
Well, we
So-
noticed that last time, and the trend is continuing.
Yeah.
It must be because of good parents.
Yeah, I'm not one of those parents who I wish you get older and get out of the house kind of thing. I'm a
You know they will
Yeah,
grow
I'm
up.
a big kid, so it's boxing and fighting with my son all day long, and my daughter, she's getting at an age where she wants to rough house too. So I
Really?
just got to pace myself with her. Nah, you're still a girl.
Right.
Go dress up.
Yeah, but she
But
can
I don't know.
still
She
do
might,
that.
yeah, she might turn out more athletic than him. I don't know.
She can do that. That happens at times.
Yeah. So.
And do you train officially anywhere, or?
Well, yeah, with PTT, with
Okay.
Don Caker.
Just checking, 'cause-
that's mainly my Ryan Rimsick. He's out of Colorado Springs. I know he's been working with Vasquez a
Right,
little bit. So.
right. That's why I wanted to ask about that too.
Yeah, so he's doing some big things too.
Sure, they're doing great things there.
Yeah.
Sammy's done very well. Look at his last fight there.
Yeah, he's doing awesome. Right, nobody's stopping him right now.
Do you know Sammy, or
Yeah, I mean,
to say hi to him?
yeah, I mean, he went to the same gym that I went to every once in a while. He'd show up. He was a real nice guy, and we went to the same armory, but we just didn't go at the same time when he was in the
Wow.
the
Oh,
guard.
okay.
Wow.
Well,
So-
thank you for your service. Thanks for being a guest on our show, finally, Shy Guy.
Yes, sir.
And it's a pleasure. We're going to be closing this show out. We got our sponsor from What's on Your Mind. Skeets is in the house. Thanks for showing up for support, Skeets. Thanks everybody for watching.